He recently announced some new rules in order to be eligible to win an award for Best Picture.
John is standing by to learn more about the new criteria and the plans to help with inclusion and diversity at the Oscars.
Yeah, guys, this obviously is a big change from a couple years ago when Oscars So White was trending after the awards there. Patrick Gomez is the editor-in-chief of AV Club. He is joining us this morning to sort of break all this down. Good morning, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So what has been the reaction to this announcement from the Academy?
Sure. I mean, it's ranged. There's been a very large range, as there is with everything right now. We live in a hyper political time always, but particularly right now. And so, there's been a lot of political people latching on to political aspects of calling for diversity and putting these mandates in. You have actors like Kirstie Alley and Kevin Sorbo who have really spoken out, saying that this is taking it too far and it's stifling creativity. And then you have others who are really championing this. And I think one of the things that people are focusing on that are seeing this as a positive is how it's going to change the makeup of the behind the scenes. Because the interesting thing when you look at these new rules or guidelines for being considered for a Best Picture Oscar, you could still have a movie that stars all white faces. But as long as the behind the scenes is diverse, if the people making the film and promoting the film and making sure the film gets into theaters are diverse, that still qualifies here. So it's not stifling what type of story you can tell. It's just asking that you make sure that there's a diverse group of people making it.
And what are kind of thumbnail sketch? What are the requirements? Sure.
So they will have to meet 2 of 4 guidelines, and those are kind of parsed out. One is in front of the camera representation. So what does the cast look like? The next one is what does the crew look like? So what is the gender and racial makeup of the director, cinematographer, makeup artists, all of those positions on actual set. The third is what is the production company composed of? So, I mean, you look at a large company like Disney, and they're going to automatically meet this quota just because they are such a large company, and thankfully they have diverse hiring practices. It is going to be a little bit harder for smaller companies that maybe only have a handful of employees to make sure that they meet these standards. But as I mentioned, that's where they're hoping to create this lasting change, is making sure that people are looking to, because the 4th category is if you offer internships and apprenticeships to a diverse group of people. And that's really where they're trying to make sure this change is happening. They're making sure that when people are looking for the next generation of creators, that they're not just getting people to look like them.
Yeah, I think you kind of touched on this, but for those of us that aren't working in Hollywood and don't make movies, how far above is this? What is really currently going on in Hollywood? Or does it, I guess it matters on the size of your company?
Yeah, it definitely matters on the size of your company. It definitely matters on the general culture of your company and how much they prioritize diversity. It's particularly when you look at a lot of the positions that would require apprenticeship. So a lot of the technical aspects of making a film, and a lot of that is passed on from one person because there's knowledge. Think about the types of things that you need to know how to make when you're making a film. That's really specific. There's not a lot of schools that you can go to for a lot of the technical aspects of that. And so a lot of that happens with on-the-job training. And that's where they're focusing now, is because a lot of times you end up with family members, which is fantastic. Obviously we want people to be able to have family businesses, but they're asking people to just expand the scope of who they're bringing in to train to be that next generation.
All right, Patrick Gomez from avclub.com. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
Guys?
Okay, so much more to